Today, the internet is vast. It's a huge interconnected web of more than 360 million domain names, each serving as a gateway to information, commerce, and communication. But before Google, Amazon, or Facebook, there was just one domain name, the very first ever registered. And its story is one of foresight, innovation, and the quiet beginnings of a digital revolution. On March 15th, 1985, a Massachusetts-based computer manufacturer called Symbolics. They made history by registering Symbolics.com, the first .com domain name ever recorded. At the time, the internet was still a government-backed project, used primarily by researchers and the military, and the concept of a domain name was largely unknown outside of specialized circles. But to understand why Symbolics registered this domain, we need to take a big step back. Before the creation of the Domain Name System, DNS, in 1983, connecting to another computer over the internet required manually entering long, complex IP addresses, long strings of numbers, and it was cumbersome, inefficient, and made widespread adoption of the internet impractical for business and regular people. Recognizing this, Paul Macapetris, an American computer scientist, he developed the DNS, a system that replaced numerical IP addresses with human-readable domain names. This innovation made it possible to type Symbolics.com instead of a string of numbers, making the internet far more user-friendly. When Symbolics registered their domain, they weren't thinking about e-commerce or social networking. They were a pioneer in artificial intelligence research. The company specialized in Lisp machines, computers optimized for AI development at a time when the field was still in its infancy. Their website was intended as a hub for research and tech enthusiasts, not a commercial enterprise in the way that we think of domains today. After Symbolics.com, it would take more than a year for just 5 more domain names to be registered. All of these popped in 1985. On April 24th, BBN.com. Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, the pioneers of ARPANET, they set up. Next was Think.com, the Thinking Machines Corporation. They set up May 24th. MCC.com, established July 11th. Microelectronics and Computer Technology Corporation. And then later in September 30th to be precise, DEC.com, the Digital Equipment Corporation. And then at the end of that year, November 7th, Northrop.com. Northrop Corporation, now part of Northrop Grumman, was established. At the time, domain names were free, funded by the U.S. government and part of an effort to expand the internet. The idea that domains would someday sell for millions of dollars was absolutely unimaginable. In fact, until 1995, registering a domain name did not cost a dime. But that year, Network Solutions, under contract with the National Science Foundation, began charging $100 for a 2-year registration. By the late 1990s, as the internet moved from research institutions to the mainstream, domain names became some of the most valuable assets in the digital economy. The .com boom turned simple web addresses into multi-million-dollar investments. And today, Business.com holds the record for one of the most expensive domain sales ever, selling for $345 million. And what happened to Symbolics.com? Well, in 2009, it was purchased by an investor who preserved it as a digital landmark. Though Symbolics Incorporated no longer exists, their website, the first .com ever registered, remains a reminder of how far the internet has come. What began as a solution to a technical problem in the 1980s evolved into a cornerstone of modern communication, commerce, and culture. And it all started with one name. These are Interesting Things with JC.